May I come in, sir?
Come.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you, sir.
Abhinandan?
Yes, sir.
Abhinandan. Okay. So, Abhinandan, you have from Samastipur, Bihar.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you have done your BTech in electrical engineering.
Yes, sir.
And public administration is your optional. The BTech was from IIT Kharagpur.
Yes, sir.
And you are presently working in ISRO.
Yes, sir. ISR.
Okay. And you have also done MTech.
Yes, sir. That was an integrated course, BTech plus MTech.
And mantra meditation is your. What is mantra meditation?
Mantra meditation is a type of meditation where meditator tries to chant certain words and try to focus on that words. For example, I chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and then I try to concentrate on those words. Sir.
Okay. So does it lead to any concentration?
Yes, sir. It does lead to concentration, but it has other benefits also, sir.
So meditation leads to an absence of thoughts, or what does it do?
So meditation helps in withdrawing our minds from many vibrations and try to focus on one thing. That could be anything. In case of mantra, it is mantra, or in case of other type of meditation, it can be anything. Maybe certain person, or maybe God, or any object. For example, Vivekananda said that I want to meditate on the heart of the lion. So anything it could be. Our mind gets withdrawn from other things, get focused on one thing.
So how does it help, and how will it help you in civil services?
So in general, it helps me because from last 8 years I am doing mantra meditation. So it has brought less trigger in me. I have become more calm-headed, and after my day when I come and do chanting, then I feel little relaxed.
Okay. Now you have done your electrical engineering. What do you understand by 3 nines, 4 nines, and 5 nines? Any idea? 3 nines, 4 nines, and 5 nines.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not able to.
No idea.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. There are annual floods taking place in Bihar. Now, supposing you are posted as collector, tell me 3 steps that you will take to take care of the floods, preventive action, and while the floods are there, what action you will take, and post floods also, what action will you take?
The preventive action would be, sir, making a flood management plan, sir. We have data, 25 years and 50 years flood data. Depending on data, sir, we can make preventive plans, as in to what extent the flood can be, and if depending on the forecast, if that is the case, then to what extent we can preventively evacuate people. So that would be the plan, sir. Once the flood strikes,
evacuation of people, that's the only solution. There are no other measures that preventive. What exactly will you do?
Yes, sir, there are others also. For example,
you are an engineer, so that is why I'm asking you.
We can also keep other forces on standby, sir. If flood incidence is more, then we can keep standby NDRF or SDRF teams, sir. And also we can have training of the officers which are there on the ground, sir, so that make them aware about what are the SOPs that we will be following when the flood is starting.
No arrangements to be made by the drainage department or irrigation department, the preventive action. What exactly?
Yes, sir. If the flood, for example, in Bihar, sir, controlling flood is very difficult because it suddenly Nepal leaves water. So in that case,
so
controlling
floods cannot be controlled.
It can be controlled in other places, sir. In Bihar, North Bihar, it is very difficult to control, and even many times the rivers change courses, sir. So there we have to rely on preventive and getting ready for if the flood comes.
That means your preventive means only evacuation, isn't it? This is what you are saying. Floods cannot be controlled, so the only way is to evacuate the people.
No, sir, in North Bihar that is the case, but other places certainly we can coordinate with the dams, and then the release of the water can be coordinated so that the water
What
is
steps
released
will
in
you
control.
take to save the abadi? You know, abadi, agricultural lands, they will be inundated. You can't do much about that.
Yes, sir.
But the abadi, is evacuation the only answer, or can you do something in that respect? Have you heard of ring bunds? What are ring bunds?
Sir, it is embankment of a populated area, sir.
So you will construct ring bunds around the village abadis, and then they don't have to move out, and you will provide the relief, boats, all these things. Okay.
Yes, sir. Embankment of the rivers also
And
parallelly.
spurs and studs and many drainage activities. You will ask the drainage or irrigation authorities to do that. Okay. Now, people say that Aadhaar in India is nothing as compared to the Social Security card of United States. Do you agree with that?
Sir, Aadhaar in India has certainly relevance with social security schemes, and it has its own benefit. The government said that Aadhaar is for the social security schemes taking the benefits. Compared to USA, sir, I don't have much idea about the scheme of USA, but in India, sir, it is one of the means to get social schemes that is given by the government, sir.
You are working in ISRO. If I tell you rocket boys, does it mean anything to you?
So rocket boys is
rocket boys. Rocket boys.
Boys.
Have you heard about it?
Yes, sir. There was a web series, sir.
Web series. Okay. My last question to you is, what is yellow journalism and why is it called yellow?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay.
I'm not aware.
Okay. Don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
Abhinandan.
Yes, sir.
What comes to your mind actually with this Abhinandan name?
Abhinandan,
What else is your name? Obviously, you will come first, but what else actually comes to your mind?
Abhinandan Bardman, he is an Air Force fighter pilot.
Yeah.
2019, he shot down F-16 and landed up in Pakistan, and he was there for 60 hours and finally came back to India.
What happened after that?
Sorry, sir.
What happened after that?
After that, sir, he was given promotion, sir. He was made group captain, and he also got Veer Chakra award.
Good. When we say the district administration has failed in its duty, or the district administration has done wonderfully well, what strikes actually in your mind? When we say district administration, means what?
Sir, that means the whole machinery of the government, which is there at the district level, led by the district magistrate and other departments under him or her. When we say that it has failed, means it has not able to do its function very well.
Who constitutes actually the entire district administration?
District administration is constituted by district magistrate and other district collectors and other departments. For example, Department of Education, Department
it is constituted or it is already there?
It is already there, sir. District magistrate heads all the departments. There are 10-15 departments in a district. That is, district administration constitute all of them, sir.
So he formally heads it, or by virtue of being in that chair, he is actually supervising authority?
Sir, he heads it. He is ex-officio chairman to many departments, sir.
For example?
So, for example, sir, education, sir.
So he is what in education department at district level?
Sir, in certain districts there could be district education officer, but finally district education officer will report to district magistrate. In some districts, if district education officer is not
then
there,
who will report the director education?
Sir, that depends on different states, sir, how the hierarchy is.
We are talking, say, about Bihar.
Yes, sir.
Whom he will report then?
Sir,
Then DM will report to director education. What will be the hierarchy in education department?
Hierarchy, sir, directorate is for the implementation part of that. In policy part, sir, Implementation part to the directorate. District magistrate is responsible to the directorate, sir.
He is responsible to directorate.
Yes, sir.
So he will be reporting to directorate.
Sir, he'll be reporting to other things also. Since district magistrate.
Then in which other departments he is heading the department?
Sir, for example, health, sir. For example, irrigation, electricity.
He heads.
Sir, there can be a head of that department, but that person will be reporting to district magistrate, sir.
And then to state HOD.
Yes, sir. In terms of the, for example, any
So
scheme.
when DM reports to director or commissioner in the capital, he becomes accountable to him.
Yes, sir.
So,
To the parts. For example, a scheme is run by the director, then for that part of the scheme, he is responsible.
but
to
are you
implement.
sure this is the arrangement?
Yes, sir.
I have my doubts actually about this because it is nowhere in any other states. Okay, you just check on that. Now tell me whether prohibition is successful in Bihar or not.
Sir, if we see the data, then the government says that the domestic violence has decreased. But if we see the actual prohibition, then we still find that there is a underground supply of liquor, and people can find liquor in Bihar, and that's why there are so many arrests. 3.5 lakh people went to jail. So it is not 100% successful, sir, in Bihar.
What are the effects of the prohibition policy?
So there are many effects, sir. The first one is there is a syndicate of illegal chain that is working in Bihar. And the second is, sir, many youths who could have done more constructive work, now they are engaged into supplying liquor. And now they, even in the eyes of law, they are becoming
Any
criminals.
other thing comes to your mind?
Yes, sir. Third is the loss of revenue, sir. Banning liquor has lots of revenue.
Then next, very important one.
Sir, jails are getting filled. The ban is so strict that judiciary is engaged in giving bails and bails after these.
So what actually ultimately what is happening in courts?
The courts are getting filled
They are flooded
with
cases.
cases. Yes, sir. The Supreme Court also pointed out regarding that.
Yeah. Then who else is flooded with additional work?
Sir, administration also, sir. There are so many other types of crime now. They have to check whether liquor is supplied or not, and they have to go an investigation. So there are so many other crimes. Their focus is.
Administration means what?
Sir, administration means managing public affairs, sir.
No. The administration is flooded. Here, administration means which department?
Sir, police department.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is
sir.
police. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Abhinandan. Now you are a student of public administration. So what
Yes,
is the
sir.
difference between public administration and business administration?
Sir, public administration refers to management of public affairs, whereas business management refers to management of affairs which is related to business or the private sector, sir.
Is that the only difference? That I can also say, by just looking at the words.
That is the basic difference, sir. If we go deeper into that, then business administration is driven by the profit motive, whereas public administration is driven by the objectives for the welfare, sir, in general.
Driven by the citizen welfare.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the difference. Okay. Now, what would you like to do if you are selected in the civil service? What is your dream? What you want to do?
Sir, if I'm selected in civil services in general and IAS in particular, then I want to work at a grassroots level and work on two basic things, that is education and health, sir.
But this is a very general reply. Give me a very specific.
Very specific, being very specific, sir. In education, I want to work on improving, sir, primary education system, sir. I come from Bihar, where the primary education is not that good, and I feel the education is big enabler, sir. In primary
So,
education,
what kind of reforms you want to introduce in education?
sir, then
Provided you have the chance to do that.
sir, I want to introduce 2-3 reforms. The first is about if we talk about teacher side, then teachers needs to be rewarded for if they do good, and if they are not doing good, if they are not coming, then there should be punishments or a certain kind of certain kind of incentive-based system for the teachers. Second, towards students, we see that the primary education is more focused. When I was a student, it was more focused on some marks, and marks decided the rank 1, 2, 3. That focus should be shifted, sir. Even the new education policy talks about shifting from the marks and to other curricular. So second thing for the students I'll remove the marks and ranking display of the ranks after exams in school, sir. And third would be, sir, rather than creating more infrastructure, it is very important to maintain the infrastructure. We already have so many schools, but if we maintain it and make toilets clean and basic facilities available, then girls and all boys and girls can come and educate, sir. On these three fronts, I want to work.
And in the health sector?
Sir, health sector, again, the problem is with the primary healthcare, sir. I come from a place where primary health center, where it is, yet not to find it. So primary healthcare is a place where we can invest more, and if we invest more, then, sir, the overall expenditure of the common public going to, say, city and spending, say, 100 rupees on the 1000 rupees on development, that can be saved, and the prevention will be there, sir, because people will come to know
Okay.
early about the problem.
Now there is a viewpoint in country that caste-based reservation is not good. It's dividing the society. Plus, it's not very effective because certain sections of the caste take advantage, and then they dominate in the entire reservation system. The people who are down below, they are not getting benefit. So some people believe that we should make it economic, reservation. That irrespective of caste, whoever is, weak in terms of income, they should be given reservation. What are your views on that?
Sir, reservation came into picture in India was to do away with the social injustice that the certain sections of the population they suffered from 2000 years or so. Reservation was never thought to be a solution for giving people benefit because they are economically backward. That was not the intention. So if we see reservation, then it should be associated with caste because it tries to undo the injustice that has happened, sir. Now coming to whether we can, there are certain sections of certain caste they are getting benefit. So in that case, there are options in which we can handle that, sir. For example, in OBC we have non-creamy layer concept, sir. In terms of other also options we can explore. For example, giving a generation one-time reservation option. Once they avail it, then they cannot, or one generation reservation. Through certain other innovative methods, we can continue with the.
So you think that caste-based reservation is good, but there's some reform should be introduced in that?
Yes, sir, some reforms should be introduced.
Okay. Now, how do you evaluate India's foreign policy in respect of Ukraine-Russia war?
Sir, India had foreign policy of idealism. If we see today, then it is shifting toward realism, sir. So Indian foreign policy is more about realism today, and it also displays that India has strategic autonomy. Despite both sides pulling India, India is acting in its own national interest and taking steps, as in not going with West or not completely supporting Russia, and taking its own independent policy, which is appreciated by many, sir, even Quad members.
So you feel that this is the right approach which
Yes,
we are
sir.
following? Okay. And what do you mean by conflict of interest?
The conflict of interest means when certain person is holding a position and he has to discharge certain duty, but in doing that, discharging that duty, he, because of any relevance or because of any association, he can do favor to anyone. So when there is duty and personal association, when both conflicts, then it is a conflict of interest.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Abhinandan, you're an engineer
Yes, sir.
who is currently a scientist at ISRO.
Yes, sir.
So I am assuming that you're a rational man.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So as a rational man, do you believe in homeopathy?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe in Ayurveda?
Yes, sir.
And as a scientist, do you find some contradictions in these beliefs?
No, sir.
How?
Sir, if we, I don't have the depth knowledge about both the field, but I feel that talking about, for example, Ayurveda. Ayurveda has lots of details how the treatment should be done, and for years, 2000 years, the wisdom has accumulated, and that is noted and that is being practiced. So that is the wisdom from last 2000 years, and it is showing results. In that sense, it is also scientific.
And what about homeopathy?
So, homeopathy, I don't have much detail about that, but again, it was a practice, and it has shown results. And if it is showing certain results, and there are written books regarding that, and good practitioner, then it is also.
Generally, members of the formal medical community tend to have a little bit of a disagreement with homeopathic practitioners. What is your take on that?
Sir, every discipline of medicine has its own strengths and weaknesses, sir. If we try to look at weaknesses of, say, modern medicine, then also there could be questions. So if we try to focus on the good part of the homeopathy, that what it can offer to us, in that way, sir, there is no problem. If someone is looking at, then I would think that he's looking at the darker side of that discipline. If you look at the brighter side, then there could be many takeaways, sir.
And what is your opinion on privatization of space in India?
Sir, I believe it is perhaps the right time to go ahead, because in 50 years, ISRO has created a road to the space, sir, and we are yet to unleash the potential of the space sector, sir. Going with privatization, we can unleash the potential that is there in Indian market, sir. So I think it is a good step to go ahead, and government has come up with INSpace, Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization, as autonomous body to promote.
Right.
privatization.
What do you think India needs more? Does India need more scientists or bureaucrats?
So India needs both more.
What does we need? What do we need more?
Sir, if we see today, then bureaucracy, many things can be automated. Many things.
So we need more scientists.
Yes, sir, we have less scientists. We need more.
And why are
scientists.
you getting into bureaucracy if we need more scientists?
So that is my personal reason, sir.
Okay.
Because. Sir, because my going to ISRO was not the final destination, sir. When I graduated from IIT Kharagpur, then I had two options: either to prepare full time for civil service or go with ISRO. I got placement in ISRO. I joined because I wanted to be financially independent. But my goal always was, sir, in civil services.
You've been working here for 4 years now.
Yes, sir.
That means the organization has also spent a lot of time grooming you,
Yes, sir.
training you. Do you think ISRO is going to feel bad if we select you?
Sir, about ISRO, the director and my boss, he feels that you are too young, and if this is what you want to do, then you should go ahead and do it. They are okay about that, and they even promote me doing that because I am young.
Thank you. So,
thank you, sir.
Okay. So, Abhinandan, we'll take you back outside for a few moments. Just wait there. We'll call you again for feedback.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
We'll call you just now. Okay. Thank you. So, have a seat, Abhinandan.
Thank you, sir.
So, Abhinandan, when are your interviews fixed?
19th April.
19th April. This is the first time you are appearing at the CSE interview?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell us, how do you think you fared at this interview, mock interview, which we just underwent almost half an hour? Your own assessment.
I am satisfied. I could have done little better, but I am satisfied.
Okay. So, first of all, Abhinandan, let me say that you are very good. There is no doubt about it. And you have performed well. There are certain areas by way of suggestion, and that is the aim is only to make an improvement in your way you answer the question. First thing, general. Do not jump to the answer immediately. Devote some time, let the churning go on inside your mind, then come out with the answer in order of priority. Whichever is the most important part of the answer, it should come first. Then the next important, then the next important. So that means that will show that you have been able to analyze the question and be able to find out what exactly are the different reasons, order of priority. Secondly, if there is a controversial question, you always give pros and cons. Okay. Now, prohibition is a controversial question. Some people will say it is good for the ultimate, for the society, for the family, for the women folk, law and order. So some people will say no, there is a loss of revenue, lot of money is wasted, lot of time is wasted in enforcement. So give pros and cons. That prohibition, no doubt, is a good thing, but otherwise it had led to many problems also. So pros and cons. You must have understood that.
Yes.
Then always support with examples. You can say, for example, Haryana, the prohibition was tried, it failed. Many other states also, because it is very difficult to enforce it, and it gives rise to a mafia, parallel kind of economy starts flowing in, and government loses the revenue also. So both the okay. Then what is district administration, and does collector report to any head of the department? No, he does not. He reports only to the commissioner of the division and the chief secretary, no one else. So saying that he reports to the head of the department is not correct. He is almost equal, to the level of the head of the department. Okay. So the collector is the head of the district administration. Head means coordinating head. There are line departments, agriculture, every department is a line department, and there is a hierarchy there. But within the district, the role of collector as deputy commissioner, that is coordinating activities between various departments. That is one role. The second role is revenue administration. So collector is the senior most, patwari is the junior most, and there are other officers. That is the revenue administration. Third is as district magistrate, that is the magisterial function. 3 roles, 2-3 more roles are there. Elections, he carries out election. Then disasters, floods, I ask you this question. So disasters he handles, and public policies of government, he ensures that they are implemented to the best of their ability. Now coming to other questions also, that public administration and business administration, the difference. So you gave only the verbatim, the words public and this. You have to explain what is public and what is business. So business is mostly uh, concerned about profitability, whereas public administration deals with the public good, the citizen centric administration. Public administration deals with that.
So don't answer this is administration of public and this is administration. That is obvious there.
Yes, I could have gone.
And also business is confined to a particular business. Public is confined to the entire society.
And public administration, whenever you deal with the public administration, there is always 2 terms go side by side. One is called citizen centric administration, the other is called good governance. So public administration, when you will be acting as collector, you will be implementing good governance and citizen centric administration. If you want to read more about it, read the second administrative commission report, that is by Veerappa Moily. Then the questions on education, you said I would like to work in education and health. So then there you have to be very specific. As such, unless and until you are a part of these departments, as collector, your role is very limited. It may be, say, midday meal, or you can carry out surprise inspection to see whether the teachers are there in the villages or not. Okay. And health also, you can visit the hospitals, but otherwise there is a whole paraphernalia for that. But yes, if you are posted as DPI, as head of the department or secretary, then your direct role will come. So the areas where I would like to work, yes, you can give the answer as education and health, but then not as collector. Collector is just a, you are just coordinating. Caste-based reservation, your answer was fine. You not only you supported reservation policy, but at the same time you said there is a scope for improvement with the passage of time. You have to go on in making changes as the time progresses, as more and more people they come to the mainstream and they start availing the social benefits, then there is a need to have a relook at the policy of reservation. India's foreign policy in the context of the Russia-Ukraine war, that stand, that you will have to understand why India decided to abstain, and why did it not go either in favor or against, so that you will have to understand that the 5 principles of India's foreign policy enunciated by one of the foreign secretaries. So you go by that and you say that it is case to depends upon case to case basis rather than having any fixed policy regarding. Ultimately it is our own good, our India's interest. Conflict of interest, you were able to come out with that more or less correctly. The real word there to be used is whenever there is a clash between professional duties and private, so then professional and private, when they start clashing with each other, there is a conflict of interest. Then do you believe in homeopathy and Ayurveda? That question was asked, which your answer was fine. And because since a public servant has to be rational, ethical, and secular. So the rational part was this question about this, and the privatization of space. So there you can, Nirmala Sitharaman has opened up 8 sectors for privatization. So coal and defense and space, atomic energy and all those. Then question may be their national monetization pipeline. That again is a burning area where it will come. And whether it will be resulting into, why did you join ISRO, whether it will not result into wastage of your years at ISRO. So that question you can always explain that your answer was right, that you wanted a financial first of all backing, and therefore you joined it, stability. But later on you would like to work in the area of civil services because of many unique things which civil service offers. So one is the leadership positions at a very young age, being a part of the public policy process, the public governance, exposure, huge canvas of subjects, creativity, accountability, positivity, doing a lot of good to others. So these are the reasons why you want to join civil services. One or two questions you were not able to answer, but doesn't matter. Yellow journalism, for example, I asked you Aadhaar and the Social Security card of United States, why that is regarded as a better, and floods, I asked you that question.
I could have taken pause and framed. I just jumped into that.
You jumped into.
Yeah.
So floods, you should have thought what exactly I'm going to ask. What I'm asking that what are the preventive measures you need to take every year, because every year the floods will come, and then during the floods what are the action you have to take, and post floods, that is providing aid, etc., whatever loss has taken place. So you prepare on these lines. So that's about it. And any other questions you have in mind? The word unleash you used. Unleash is normally used in a negative sense, so don't use such words. Unleashing the potential, so bringing out the best, the potential, that is better. Unleashing a terror hota hai. Unleashed a terror. Let loose.
Okay, sir.
So there can be much better words also. Yes. That fully realizing the potential. Yes, so that can be the word. So do you have any question to ask? I can tell you one or two more things. Your clarity was there, your alertness was there. You were able to weigh the both pros and cons in respect to most of the questions. Provocative questions also, like prohibition was a provocative question. You were able to. Reservation again was a provocative question, and you were able to handle it quite well. And your confidence was there. Communication skills are also fine. A bit louder. And will you be sporting a beard there?
Yes.
You'll be sporting a beard. It should be nicely trimmed.
Yes,
if you are otherwise habitual of having a beard.
Yes, sir.
And rest, of course, everything appears to be fine. And if you have anything in mind, you can ask us any question.
I have two specific questions.
Yeah.
One is regarding IFS. I've kept at 5th position and I'm not able to defend it. What should I?
So the argument which I had advanced, that why civil services, they attract you.
Yes.
So what is the function of the civil service? That is IAS.
Yes.
When we talk about, so that in the country there is so much of poverty, there is so much that can be done. You can be part of the governance, whereas IFS is equally important, but the nature of duties and the functions are totally different. I would like to be near this country and look after the various problems which are faced by the citizens. So I will be part of the entire public policy making process. That's it.
Second, you had something else.
Any other question?
Second, as you were telling that you tell why IAS. So many times I tell why IAS means talking about opportunity, or at very young age we get a leadership role, or dynamism and the challenges. So many times I get the feedback that it is not coming with the conviction. It is very superficial. Everyone says this. What is
No,
waiting
give
on that?
examples. That is why I said always give example. Leadership roles, you can say that one gets to become the sub-divisional magistrate in IAS in 2 years' time. That is a leadership position. He is a mini district magistrate. Then after 7-8 years, you occupy the collector's role. Again, you are looking after the entire district. It is a leadership position at a very young age. You get to know the entire gamut of activities that take place in a district. Right from the 26 letters of the alphabet, every alphabet represents some department or the other.
Yes.
A for agriculture and W for wildlife. So you say leadership position. You become managing director at a very young age. These opportunities are not available anywhere in any other service. So that is the leadership position, responsible position at a young age. There is a lot of conviction in that. Which other service offers that?
No.
No other. So that is a. And similarly, public policy, that is even more important argument.
Yes.
That the 6 steps of public policy, you will become a part of that. And that will give you huge amount of satisfaction and exposure to you. How laws are made, how policies are formulated, how problems are identified, how solutions are found, how consensus building is done, how implementation is done, how evaluation is done. These are all public policy.
Yes.
Okay.
You work on that.
Or what is your real reason?
The real reason is from childhood, I had this inclination towards civil services. When I grew up, then I had to option, take a private job. But my inner calling, and it appeals to me. Whenever I read around, I feel that this is something I want to do. I feel that I can be a very good administrator. I don't know. There is something inside me. I think I can relate to the problems, and I want to be there. More in
Childhood is something not very convincing. As a child, you don't know what is the civil service,
I
what
mean,
are the other opportunities.
just to start, I mean, that was there.
Yeah, but you can always say that I can relate myself to the problems of the people and try to become part of the solution. You can always add that.
Yes, sir.
You have to
Okay.
give, you see, all these things are good, but prestige and power and chair, authority, but these are not the things which you tell before an interview board.
Many people tell
Because
social prestige.
one takes
Not.
prestige, etc. are it will come automatically.
Yeah.
But you don't mention that the prestige because of prestige. You mention the other reasons why, functions, responsibility you can hold at such a young age.
Yes, sir. That is
Which are
the
not
track.
that
In 20s, we are leading 40 lakh people in a district.
Yeah.
So that is huge. Nowhere we can do that.
So that's the reason.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
All the best to you. You'll
Thank
do
you
very
very
well. Don't worry. You'll do
Thank
very
you.
well. But don't
Thank
waste any time. You still have so many days, about 10 days are there.
19th is it?
96 days are there. So you can still, you are as such good, but just knowledge, some more knowledge, and wait for, before giving answer.
Yeah, I
wait.
think I have to take a
Yeah.
pause and
Yeah.
Think
So
for a
it
few
is
seconds.
so red, amber, and then green. So the traffic lights like that only. Wait for a while.
sure. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day, sir.
All right. All the best.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.